Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello students, good day. Welcome back to our online class. As we have been doing for some weeks past now, way to provide solution to the assignments I have given to you. Today we continue with the next assignment, and the assignment is based on the commercial banks. And first of all, the first question out of the 4 questions given is how to define commercial banks. Now, commercial banks are financial institutions. They are financial institutions that help people to keep their money, and that is majorly the functions and the purpose of having commercial banks. And don't forget that commercial banks are public limited liability company, and every public limited liability company are established most purposely to make profits. In other words, commercial banks are established to make profits. They are just business enterprises, but they're based on financial sector of the economy. That is the commercial banks. Now, we have different types of a commercial bank in our country. For us, the First Bank of Nigeria is part of commercial banks. The Junior Bank is part of commercial banks. We have Wema Bank, we have Jais Bank, we have Polaris Bank, etc., and so on and so forth. Those are the examples of commercial banks, and that's what I expect you to have to solve that question. Let's go to the second question, and the question goes thus: state 5 functions of commercial banks. How to state 5 functions of commercial banks? Number 1, commercial banks are agents of deposit money. If you want to deposit your money, you want to keep your money in any financial institutions, commercial bank will help you to keep that money at that particular time you want to keep it. And that's why if you have account with the commercial bank, you keep money, and you can also entitle to get loan from them. 2, they grant loans and advances. Yes, part of the functions of commercial bank is that they grant loans. If you don't, and advances, there's a difference between loans and advances. Loan is that if you have account with the commercial bank, but you don't have any deposits, you don't have any money with them, you can have your loan if you have what we call collateral securities. Collateral security may be the plot of a land, your car, your business assets. All these we call them collateral security in economics. If you have them, you can use them to secure loan from a commercial bank. That is that. But advances, you don't need collateral security. If you have been keeping account with the commercial bank for some period of time or some years, they have known you as their customers. Assuming you have a particular balance with them, maybe you have 200,000, you can ask that they should give you advance. This advance is addition to the amount you have with them. And maybe you have 200,000, they can give you advance of 400,000 naira. You repay that remaining 200,000 naira. That is the difference between loan and advances. That is also the function of commercial bank. Let's go to number 3. Acting as agent of transfer of money. Yes. You want to transfer money from your relatives, your parents, your friends to any part of the country, or not only country, any part of the world. The commercial bank will assist you to transfer that fund to the other banks. That's why we have those of us that have people in abroad. The commercial bank help them to transfer their money from abroad to Nigeria, and from Nigeria to abroad. Some of our children that are studying abroad, their parents will transfer money from Nigeria to the abroad. That's a part of functions of commercial bank. They help them to transfer money. They call it money transfer. Now, let's go to the next function of commercial bank, providing foreign exchange services. Yes, they also provide foreign exchange services. You have hard currency, for example, dollar or pounds. you can convert that foreign currency to Nigeria currency, and it is commercial bank that will assist you in doing that. The commercial bank, the central bank will give them, they will grant them the license to be able to transfer, to convert foreign currency to Nigerian currencies, and that's part of what they're doing. Now, the last one, which is the function of commercial bank, is the financial capital project of the government and public. Yes, if you want to carry out any project, or you are a contractor, you had a contract for the government or from any institutions, you can approach commercial bank to grant you, to finance that project for you. And they also have their own shares of what you get from the project. And those are the functions of commercial bank. Let's go to number 3 question. Now, number 3 question has to define bank account. What is bank account? Now, a bank account are account the customer keeps with the commercial bank. Excuse me. It's part of types of account the customer keep with the commercial bank. And we have different types of account that the customer keep with the commercial banks. We have fees account, deposit account, and current account. Now let's go. Those are what the question is all about. Now let's go to the next question. I have to state and explain the 3 types of bank accounts. Yes, I've mentioned it here that we have major 3 types of accounts. Number 1, the current account, the savings account, and fees account. Let's try to explain them one after the other. Number 1, the current account. Basically, you know that current account is majorly for the businessmen. They use it to do their day-to-day business transaction in the financial market, and that is majorly the reason for having those that particular current account. Because if you are a businessman, you want to do some transactions. If you are holding savings account, you won't be able to do it because they will not pay money into that account because it's saving. But in a current account, you can do many transactions, business transactions through that account. That's why it is usually operated by a businessman to be able to carry out their business functions effectively. And the commercial bank, the current bank, after you have opened that account, they will issue what we call check for you to be able to pay out money from your account. And that check is majorly issued to the holder of current accounts. Current accounts, if you are operating on current accounts, you are not supposed to have interest on the money you keep with the bank. You'll be expecting to pay the charges, bank charges, on that particular account, and that is the essence of current accounts. 2, savings accounts. Now, savings accounts are majorly for workers. As the name denotes, is talk about savings. Yes, as a workers, you are expected to save part of your salary in your account. That's why savings account is majorly for workers. Now, saving account, if you open a saving account, you are entitled to interest. In as much you don't collect your money for a period of 2 months. You don't withdraw for a period of 2 months. You are entitled to what we call interest on the money you keep at the bank. And although as a Muslim, interest is not allowed, but in a conventional business transactions, you are expected to be paying interest on the money you keep in the bank. Because when you open a bank with the account with the Jais Bank, if you are operating savings or current account, you will not be paying the interest on the money you keep there, except you use that money to do business transaction with the bank. But under conventional, as you're supposed to know in economics, is you're having a saving account, you'll be paying interest on your money you deposited with the bank. And that's the last one is the fixed deposit account. This fixed deposit account is majorly to fix your money in the bank for a period of time. Most especially sometime more than 2 years, 3 and 4 years. Some people even keep the money for 10 years, and that money will yield a considerable amount of interest on that account. That's majorly to yield interest on that account. Some of you were not born then. At the time of MK Abiola, we were told, we were younger than this at that time, that when he had a new child, he opened a fixed deposit account with that child with 1 million naira. I'm talking about around early 90s, 80s. deposit of 1 million naira. Look at 1 million naira, it's a big money at that time. Look at this. And now, the man will now deposit that money for a period of almost 20 years or 18 years. That's amount of money the 1 million naira will generate, amount of interest will generate before the period of that 18 years. That 1 million naira will have become something around 200 million naira because before that particular time. That's what some of the businessmen are doing. They also do it as a business transaction. They fix the money in the bank, and the bank will use that money to give out as loan and the other things. And that is the difference between current savings and fixed deposit accounts. Now let's go to. I could remember. Before I leave that, when we are serving our fatherland, some of that's what we are told. Some of our directors, they go and fix our monthly allowance in the bank. We delay our salary, our monthly allowance. You now generate interest with them, for them rather. And those are what people do to have money. Let's go to the last question, which is I had to mention 3 reasons why check could be rejected by bank. Yes, if you present a check, I've told you that check is issued out to the holder of current accounts, and so there are sometimes the check you presented in the bank to withdraw may be rejected due to some following reasons. As a student of economics, you should know the reason why the checks are rejected in the bank. Number 1 is insufficient fund in the accounts of the withdrawer. That is, the holder of that account, of the money, the balance he has in the account is lesser than the amount you want to withdraw. Your check will be rejected or dishonored. And that's number 1. 2, due to irregular signature of the account holder. Yes, if the signature in your check is different from the signature you are keeping with the bank, there's a discrepancy between the 2 signatures. It means that your what do you call it? Your check will be rejected by the bank if it is presented. 3, due to indifference in figures and words. Yes, your check, there are different columns in your check. There's a particular column that you need to write the amount you want to withdraw in words. There's another column you write it in figure. If amount in figure, maybe you write in the word, you write 200,000 naira. In the word, you write 250,000 naira. You know there's a difference. That check will automatically dishonored or rejected. Now, number 4, no specific date on the check. If your check does not have check dates on it, your check will be rejected because you write the date that the check should be paid. Now the last one, order to stop the payment of the check. Yes, if you order your bank after you have issued a check to your customer or a particular person, and you order the bank that they should not honor that check, when you present that check, the check will not be rejected. And those are the reasons why check is rejected. It's been rejected by the bankers. And this is where we stop today. I thank you very much for being here. Inshallah, next class we also try to treat another question that is on the line. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta